come from an era where we saw the advent of computers
Yep.
and computers brought into homes and schools. And I still remember back when my family first got our computer, and that was the only device that my parents had to worry about us kids being on and sites we were visiting.
Yeah.
And boy, have times changed.
Yeah.
Because now kids who are in school, they've got the smartphone, they're out and about. It's really hard being a parent, being able to monitor where they're going.
Exactly. So if you've got a little kid, like I've got a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they have their tablets, their iPads, so that way mommy and daddy can sleep in on Saturdays.
Right.
And they play with those. And so we can set restrictions on that. But once they start bridging out, all of a sudden we got problems because they can start using other devices other places. So here's a couple of cool things you can do. First, the old school method. Let's just take the power cord or take the Ethernet cable away from the internet, and they can only use it when you're there, and you can monitor them, put them in a location in the house where you can kind of see what they're doing, so that way they can do their homework and stuff.
Okay.
But that's kind of old school. We're not going to really go there.
Okay.
Here's something cool. Let's say you want your kids to be in contact with you. You want to track their GPS or wherever they are, but you don't want to give them a phone. This is called the Gizmo Gadget. It's by Verizon and LG. They created a watch that they can use, and you can make phone calls, Dick Tracy style, to up to 10 different contacts. Plus, they can text you with some pre-texting messages. There's 39 emojis you can use, and so you and your kid can stay in touch. And you don't have to give them a cell phone where they can cruise the internet or whatever. You can also set limits on a GPS map so you can see where they are, and if they go outside the boundaries, it'll send you an alert.
Are they texting on the watch too?
Yeah, they're texting on the watch.
Well,
and
that's cool.
They're preset texts, so they're you can say, hey, I'm on my way home, or hey, I'm going to the store. They can say what they want really quickly.
How many preset texts are there?
There's 10 preset texts and 39 emojis you can use.
And how much is this?
That one runs for $149, and you also have to have a cell network, so it's about $10 to add it to your account.
Might be a popular holiday gift too.
Yeah, you can get that at Verizon. Now, let's say you want to just control the whole house, every device that goes in the house, from computers to tablets to phones to iPods, whatever.
Yeah.
This is called the Circle. It's by Disney. It's $99. It attaches to the network, and as the kids log in, it monitors their activity. And you can set certain activity levels. So you can say, for example, I'm going to only allow them 20 minutes on Facebook. It'll not only know when they're on the Facebook app on their phone, but when they're on the browser on the computer, and it'll limit their Facebook activity. You can also set it by different categories, so you can say chat or IM will only get a certain amount of time, and then kids can log into an interface and see how much time they have for each thing. And there's also a cool pause button, so if you're eating dinner and you're like, okay, guys, we're just going to turn off the internet. Nobody uses their phones while we're eating. You press pause, and it just turns off the internet for a little time.
Now, I know a lot of parents are worried about Snapchat. Is there a control for Snapchat as well?
It literally monitors all the activity on the network, so you can see. Parents can even set their own limits. So if they have trouble like putting their phone down at dinner time, they can set their own limits on it, and that way they can control themselves and see also their activity.
Can you block a time? So that from 6 to 7 p.m. there's no social media activity.
Yes.
We're going to eat dinner and talk to each other and look at each other.
You can set like pause limits, so that way you can set up bedtimes and wake times. So at like 10 o'clock at night, it just turns off the internet and nobody else can access it throughout the night.
I actually want this.
That's pretty cool.
How much is this thing?
It's $99.
Okay.
And there's also an app that you can get that's $9.95 a month that'll follow the kids around. So up to 10 devices. It's on iOS right now, but you can also get it for Android.
Well, let me ask you this, because if you live with a spouse, right, and that spouse is up late, or up too late texting, you can get this, right, and it basically blocks his or her phone from being able to function?
Well, I mean, if they go to the cell network, they can get around it. But this is only for the network that's inside the house. So you'd have to tell your wife to turn off her cell.
Got it.
Or go in there and password protect it so she can't turn it back on.
Okay.
So the last thing is called the Bark. It's an app that runs.
Bark.
What you do is you
got about 10 seconds.
Yeah, you and your kids sit down together and you log into all their social media accounts, and it monitors their social media accounts for certain keywords to make sure that they're not doing anything bad.
Okay, Bark.
Bark.
Ryan Eldridge from Tech to You. Thanks for filling us in. We'll be right